I'm lifting weights today, but that gets my heart rate up. Hey, so in today's video, I'm gonna walk you through my entire full body workout from start to finish. I'm gonna go over each and every exercise, as well as I'm gonna talk a little bit about how I select the exercises that I do to get the best weight loss results. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Ryan Johnson with Intermittent Fasting with Ryan. And in the last 6 months, I've gone from this to this. I'm looking to ditch the yo-yo diets, lose weight, and help you do the same. If you're new here and interested in sustainable weight loss tips and strategies, be sure to click that subscribe button now. I'm a busy dad, I'm married, I've got 2 little girls, and I work a full-time job, working 48 to 50 hours a week. So I don't have a lot of time to get into the gym. I'm only working out 2, sometimes 3 days a week. So whenever I am working out, I try to maximize that, and that's exactly what I'm gonna talk about in today's video. So whenever I'm doing a weightlifting workout, this is how I'll always warm up. It's on the rower. I really enjoy this as a warm-up just because it is full body. It gets my heart rate going and gets blood flowing to all my different body parts. So this is a go-to for me for warming up, and I'm generally doing between 5 and 10 minutes on the rower. So the first exercise that I'm doing is the barbell front squats. I'm working out 2 to 3 days a week, like I said, and I'm either usually starting with the barbell front squats on one day, and the other day I'm usually doing barbell deadlifts. I like to start with those full body exercises, the thing that engage most of my muscles while I'm still fresh. So I'm starting with the barbell front squat, and I'm doing here 2 warm-up sets. I'm doing the first warm-up set, I think between 5 and 6 reps at a lower weight, and then my second warm-up set I'm doing higher reps at that lower weight before I get into my first working set. So here I am getting into my first working set. I'm doing 8 reps at 145 pounds, which is a good number for me, and generally I like to leave about 3 or 4 reps in the tank when I finish, so I'm not going to go to complete failure just because it's going to leave me too sore in the following days. So I'm going to about 8 reps here, and again, I love the barbell front squat just for how much it engages your core, your legs, just kind of everything. This is absolutely a great exercise to do. Over the last 6 months, I have been doing primarily these weightlifting resistance trainings, as well as some other CrossFit style workouts. I've done little to no cardio, just because I have found that if I build muscle, I'm going to be able to consume more calories and still lose the fat, and plus I really enjoy these workouts. Last set, here we go. Alright, so this is my last set, and generally on the last set I will push it a little harder. But again, I'm never going to go to complete failure for 2 reasons. One, I'm usually working out by myself, and I don't have the ability to have a spotter. And the other is, I don't want to be sore for days, and I don't want to risk injury. An injury would be far more detrimental to my progress than going a little lighter and being able to continue to lift week in and week out. Alright, so after the barbell front squats, I'm going into T-bar rows. This is one of my absolute favorite back workouts. I'm going to do 2 warm-up sets. I'm going to start warming up just there with a single plate, and then I'm going to do 2 plates for the warm-up. But I love this exercise for back, making sure that I'm keeping my back straight and pulling as I pull to keep my elbows in and feel that engagement on my back versus my biceps. And let me know in the comments below, what's your favorite kind of exercises to do? And if you do lift weights, what is your favorite thing to do in the gym? So just like with the barbell front squats, with this exercise I did 2 warm-up sets and then 3 working sets. And one of the things you'll notice, my working sets here, I'm going with 3 plates, but by the time I got to my 3rd set, I ended up dropping one of those plates because it's very important to me to make sure that my form stays where it needs to be. and I felt that going into that third set, or actually here at the end of the second set, that I was too upright and needed to drop the weight to make sure I was feeling it in the middle of my back where I needed to. Hey, if you're enjoying this workout, leave a like. Be sure to subscribe for more content like this. Again, so here I am on my last set. You can see I ended up dropping one of the plates and had to readjust. The weight just kind of moved a little bit, and then again, it's important to get your mind right, so I ended up restarting the set, focusing on good form. Again, I'm not very much into ego lifting. The only thing that comes of that is injury, so finishing off with a good set here. So the front squat and the T-bar rows were both big compound movements using a lot of muscle, and moved from that into these shoulder presses. You can see there I am pressing the bar up at the same place that I was doing the T-bar rows. And one of the things that, like I talked about in the beginning of the video, only working out 2 to 3 days a week and not having a lot of time, I try to make the most use of my time, and I'm not moving around in the gym too much. So this is one of the things that I like to do, is as many exercises in the same place as I can. It just cuts down on my time at the gym. The other thing that I'm doing here to save time is, again, after those front squats and T-bar rows, I'm fairly warmed up. So I'm not doing any warm-up sets on these shoulder presses. So I went straight into my 3 working sets and no warm-ups, which is something that I'll do later on in my workouts. Is after the first few exercises, I generally will cut out the warm-up sets because my body's pretty warm. And again, this just helps me save on time and make the most use of my time when I'm in the gym. So this is my last set of the shoulder presses. I'm going to go from this into some chest work and then finish off with biceps. But again, I like this exercise. I'll throw this in every once in a while. When it comes to my shoulder exercises, those are ones that I like to vary from workout to workout. Just give me a little bit of variety. The deadlift, the squat, the bench press, those stay fairly consistent, but I like to vary my shoulder workouts just to give me a little something different every time I'm in the gym. Again, after those shoulder presses, I'm going to go into the dumbbell bench press. 9 times out of 10 when it comes to chest work and bench press, I'm going to do the dumbbell bench press, and that is for 2 reasons. One, there's less risk of injury when using the dumbbells over the barbell because it doesn't put your shoulder in a compromised position, and the other one is, I'm hardly ever working out with somebody. I'm usually working out by myself, and I don't always have a spot. It's much easier to lift without a spot if you're doing dumbbells. And I don't go overly heavy, regardless of which exercise that I'm doing. Again, I'm usually leaving between 2 to 4 reps in the tank, and that's for 2 reasons: so that I don't get overly sore, for one, and then for 2, I'm much more focused on good form and feeling it in the muscle than I am lifting for ego and lifting to failure every time. And finally, with these dumbbell presses, one of the things I'm focused on is making sure that I'm getting a good range of motion and that good contraction at the top, just to help build out a solid chest. And then after the dumbbell bench press, I'll go into my final exercise, which today happened to be dumbbell bicep curls. This is the last exercise for the day, and I usually like to end with an isolation exercise, and I'll vary it up. One day I'll do biceps, the other day I'll do triceps. This is a smaller muscle group, so it doesn't need as much work, and it's getting a fair amount of work in my compound movements. And today's it was the T-bar row, or whether I'm doing lat pull downs, my biceps already get a decent amount of work, and my triceps are getting work in my pressing movements. So this is just a little isolation to finish them off. Again, like I said at the beginning of this video, I'm about 6 months into working out now. I've dropped about 55 pounds, and I've put on a decent amount of lean muscle, and I attribute that to my weightlifting workouts. I haven't done a lot of cardio. The reason that I focus on resistance training is I'm not just worried about losing weight, but I want to lose fat, and if I can put on muscle, it's going to allow my my metabolic rate to stay high, so I can continue to eat as much food as possible. and still be in a caloric deficit just because of the amount of muscle that I have. So you can kind of see here I am starting to look a little bigger, and that's something that I'm going for during my transformation. And working out only represents a third of my overall routine when it comes to losing weight and transforming my body. The other 2/3 is nutrition and fasting. So I'm going to leave some videos on the screen. Please, I encourage you to check those out to see everything that I'm doing in order to transform my body, and I'll see you over there. Thanks.